everybody has their little positions on the vaccine and or the vaccines as it pertains to COVID. My argument has been very, very, very clear. I'm not taking it. I told y'all there's only one instance where I will consider taking it, and that is if it is found to unlock the X gene in all of our bodies, and it's like a 50-50 chance that, or something like that. We'll talk about the percentages after the fact, if that does become a case. But if there's, a higher percentage chance that I don't know, get laser beam eyes or something like that, then we talk about it, we think about it, we assess if that's a jab worth getting, okay? But that's not on the table as it appears, okay? And it looks like there's some more things that we're gonna have to discuss here. But my position was that this was an experimental vaccine, and I'm using that term literally. It had not gone through the rigorous testing, obviously over a long extended period of time. They found out about this virus, and within a year, they had, really before that, they were already pumping this stuff out and rolling it out. I'm not interested in injecting something like that into my body. I'm just simply not interested in it. If to you and your crackhead behind, if you think that makes me anti-vax, I don't care. I know a lot of y'all try to fight that off when people just get so angry at you and, oh, you're anti-science. Dog, those terms don't mean anything. It's coming from a stupid person, okay? So when it's coming from a dumb person, you don't have to accept that person's terms at all. So when you don't even have to argue or defend yourself against it. People call me this, oh, he's anti-vaxxers, all just because I won't sit up here like a sheep and line up to go get a jab that is experimental. Now, one of those jabs, particularly the Johnson & Johnson jab, well, wait a minute, they starting to hold up. We're starting to see a lot of reactions here, okay? A lot of reactions that we say they're not preferable, if you will. So today, the FDA, which should be abolished, the CDC, which also should be abolished, issued a statement regarding the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. We are recommending a pause. Like, you understand how serious that is? When so much stuff has happened, they'll accept. I mean, people have had some reactions before, but it has to be heightened. It has to be very bad. If they're like, okay, hold up. Y'all need to stop taking this. Y'all need to hold up. Recommending a pause in the use of the vaccine out of an abundance of caution, they say. As of 4/12, 6.8 million doses of the J&J vaccine have been administered. And the U.S. CDC and FDA are reviewing the data involving 6 reported U.S. cases of a rare and severe type of blood clot. That is serious. In individuals after receiving the vaccine. Right now, these adverse events appear to be extremely rare. Nah. You always have to look at things below the surface. The surface level is them using rhetoric as such so they can save their own tail. You don't stop a vaccine like that and say, hold up, y'all just stop. Y'all just stop doing it if there wasn't something else to it, right? This very rare bull crap, that's just that. That's just something else that is going on. It's something very serious going on if they're going to say stop it altogether. Because I guess you'd expect that certain people will have reactions and side effects to certain vaccines and what have you that maybe everybody else wouldn't. If they're going to just stop it, something happened. Something happened. So look at it below the surface level. Treatment of this specific type of blood clot is different from the treatment that might typically be administered. So it's a special blood clot. It's a, hold on, wait a minute. If I'm reading that correctly, you mean to tell me this is a novel blood clot? CDC will convene a meeting of the advisory committee on immunization practices, the ACIP, on Wednesday to further review these cases and assess their potential significance. FDA will review that analysis as it also investigates these cases. And remember, this is blue check mark FDA. I'm reading it directly from their Twitter, not someone else's word. So when YouTube gets mad at me or whatever, I'm just telling you what they say. Until that process is complete, we are recommending this pause. This is important to ensure that the healthcare provider community is aware of the potential of these adverse events and can plan due to the unique treatment required for this type of blood clot. So yes, that's what it sounds like. It's a blood clot, but if you treat that blood clot as you would any other blood clot, it doesn't sound like you're not going to be that effective because it's a different type. So general treatment, this requires a special type of treatment in order to absolve, let's say, this blood. This is serious business, guys. This is serious. Now, you got to understand, and this is, I guess, what's probably frustrating for you guys as it is for me, for you guys that have been skeptical, which is, I think, the more proper term. It's just simply, it's a virus with a 99% survival rate. I'm a healthy person. I'm in a high health demographic, if you will, when it comes to this. So when we talk about risk assessment, why on earth would I get the jab? On top of that, it's experimental. This is the type of stuff, and I think the reason why they're pausing it is because they're probably looking at it, and this is something that you have to consider. What if the blood clot doesn't happen immediately? What if it happens, I don't know, 2-3 years down the line? What if these people were the only ones that got it early? Like, these are all things that you have to take into consideration, but that was one of my leading reasons as to why I refused to take this jab. I refused because there's been no long form, like, dude, they found out about the virus in the almost 2020, the latter half of 2019, and they're already rolling out vaccines like they're going out of style. No, they have not gone through the rigorous testing, more so as it pertains to time periods. This is a unique situation, they say. So whatever, science has advanced so much to where, unlike the other vaccines, drugs and so forth, you don't need the years of rigorous testing. You don't need the random controlled trials in that regards that extend for long periods of time. You don't need that. We just roll it out right now because it's that deadly or something, or because of reasons. I said no. And this is one of the many examples. Look, guys, I hate to say this, but effectively, as much as y'all, and some of y'all are okay with being like, you think maybe you're in a high, like a certain health demographic that has some sort of, you may have a severe reaction in the event that you get it. So you look at this in terms of assessing risk. Maybe there are going to be problems, but most certainly if I got it, there will be problems. And maybe you're looking at it like that. So you were going to take it either way that it went. That's your right. I think the problem that people had is that the folks that were skeptical were immediately demonized when something like this happens. When we say, like, this is y'all haven't tested, why would I take that? No, I'm good. I'm not taking that. And they said you were anti-vaccine. They said you were anti-science. Meanwhile, one of the vaccines, something is so bad to where not that they just dock it as they had been. They had been docking it as, well, this is one of the side effects, and this person had a severe reaction. They said, stop it. Stop taking that vaccine. I think there's more than meets the eye. I think what we're seeing here is them trying to save face. But I think there's something seriously wrong here because that's the only reason why they would stop it. They just said, stop taking it. It's a pause on it. Something either they're ignorant on, which again was the argument all along, is that you have not gone through an extended period of time to have tested this. So why would I inject that in my body? That was the argument that guys like myself made, and it called us anti-vax for it. And now they're on experts have to concede that, okay, maybe something was wrong with one of these vaccines. Pause. Effectively, y'all, if you took that vaccine, you a lab rat. And I'm not using that as an offensive thing, because I think lab rats can have some sort of usefulness, right? I'm just saying that, and that's what you effectively are. You're the crash test dummy here. You're the crash test dummy, right? Like you're the one being utilized to figure out, and they're figuring it out along the way, if this vaccine is something worth taking. I'll pass. Clearly, even the CDC and FDA had to say, hold what you got on this vaccine. We'll talk about this later in the show if you're watching this live. But there are a lot of instances that have happened over the course of this COVID-19 crap. And early on, y'all called a lot of us conspiracy theorists. And it seems that a lot of that stuff is becoming true. We're just foreshadowing. So, I hope if you have taken the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, that you discuss this with your doctor or wherever you got it from. I don't know where you got it, so that they have on deck ready some sort of treatment, that they are looking into whatever special treatment that this novel blood clot, like it causes a special blood clot, y'all. Am I the only one that doesn't think that's a very serious thing? When they say that typically you treat a blood clot like this, but with this one, it might not work. That's kind of serious, man. Like, what is in this virus to where it causes vaccine, in which it causes a novel, a special blood clot? I'm not the one saying that. That's what they said. Treatment of this specific type of blood clot is different from the treatment that might typically be administered. And then they even said, this is important to ensure the health provider community is aware of the potential for these adverse events and can plan due to the unique treatment required with this type of blood clot. That's not my words, bro. That's what they said. So it's doing something that's causing different type of blood clots. That's gonna be a no for me, dog. That's gonna have to be a no. Don't make me anti-science. Don't even make me anti-vaccine. Makes me maybe anti that vaccine, maybe, but I mean, seriously though, if you did have taken the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, get with your doctor, make sure they are aware of whatever's going on. So in the event that you start to have some problems, they have that treatment ready to go on deck, and that probably save your life. And you don't want to be getting administered something for a traditional blood clot, because this is a special one. This is crazy as hell. But it does go to show that there's something else, and you're not crazy. Something else going on, but you're not crazy for at minimum being a skeptic. And this is my encouragement to all you guys that are watching this video, but also people that are just who feel as if because a lot of y'all got coerced into taking the vaccine. To be honest, you're surrounded by a bunch of people, right? You're surrounded by a bunch of people, and those bunches of people sit up here and lecture you all day long about what you should be doing. So you take it out of fear. You take it because, well, you need to take it. You don't want to be the one that didn't, right? Why wouldn't you take it? You don't want to be that person. So you got coerced. You got extorted. And I feel for a lot of y'all. I do. But in a serious sense, I know that it can be difficult for you guys that are surrounded by a lot of brainlets like that. I know it can be difficult to hold the line because a lot of folks aren't confrontational and they don't want to be dealing with that conflict. But sometimes your gut feeling is the right one. And you shouldn't have to feel like you are the crazy one just because everybody around you, the media pundits, are taking their selfies with it, and they're telling you that you just have to get this. If it smells like crap, look, it's all about risk assessment. So I'm not even knocking people that did do it. You know what I mean? If you took that, whatever. I wouldn't have done it, but whatever. What I'm saying is you're not the crazy one for at least second guessing this, no matter how much they try to say that you're being anti-science or anti-vax simply because you didn't line up at the CVS, the Walgreens, or your doctor's office to get a jab, one of which they're pausing right now because something's wrong with it. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.